Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kyra here with another Guardian Tales video, and in today's video I'm talking about evolution stones because I feel like this is something as a person that's pretty advanced in this game. Evolution stones are something that were really discouraging in the beginning of the game for me, especially if you started playing right when this game came out. And they've done a lot of updates to the game to make the evolution stone grind significantly better. As you can see, I've done a lot of evolution stone grinding. And I just want to talk about the ways to speed up the farm, or at least cover all your bases so you know you're at least doing it as fast as humanly possible. Because this is a part of the game that is so long that I always felt like, am I doing something wrong here? Like, there has to be a faster way. There has to be something better. And I'm just going to talk about all the things that I can do and some of the new things that they implemented, so you're not taking forever to actually be able to get these characters up to 5-star. So the first thing is going to be, they just increased the rates of what you can expect when you actually do these dungeons. So they added these higher level versions of the dungeons here. And something that's kind of nice to talk about is they changed them to where it's a lot cleaner, where you don't have them based on each character. How it works now is it's each person is set here, like each type. So this is all light characters, and you get to choose which one do you want. Do you want to have, you know, Gabriel, for example, or Future Princess, or Eugene, or in my case, it'd be Lapis here is the only one that's remaining. So I'd put her there, and then I get to actually farm her shards instead of having it to where there would be one specifically for her, one specifically for Eugene, stuff like that. And what they also did is they made the expected drop rates significantly better. It used to be like, you know, one per attempt, and now it's 1.9 per attempt. So it's essentially almost doubled what you were getting before. So it's essentially almost twice as fast, a little bit less than twice as fast when it comes to actually farming these guys here. And that in combination with the system here of being able to sweep it, once you get to this point, it's significantly more painless to be able to just go in, dump your coffee. For example, the person I'm farming now is Veronica here, and I just go here and just sweep it out. And depending on where you're at in the game, especially in the beginning, you're probably going to actually have to play this out because you probably won't have the Guardian level to actually do this. But this is something that is going to take forever to do. And there's a couple ways to speed up the process. One, I recommend. One, I absolutely do not recommend, which is because it takes so long. What they try to do is they want you to actually go here and use these hero crystals to upgrade that character up to 5-star. And I feel like you can maybe argue that is worth it for your first 5-star, but at the same time, now that that was back in the old drop rates, I really think just be patient and really farm it out and just grind it out, because I really don't think it's worth it, because these hero crystals are so rare, and the reason why you want them is to be able to actually level up your character, level up them further and be able to limit break them. And if you don't limit break the character in a lot of game modes, in Arena and Coliseum, the character is essentially useless. In other parts of the game, that's fine, but you'll realize later on, once you know more about the game, that you need to limit break these characters, especially if a character that you're willing to take to 5 stars. Anyway, on the evolution, you're going through that entire grind, you might as well get the most out of the character, and you want to be able to use those hero crystals and save them for limit breaking, because it's the only currency that works for limit breaking, and there's really no other way to get these hero crystals besides either pulls or through doing a ton of Evo grinding, which you're already doing, to be able to farm those crystals. So that's why I really don't think it's worth it to do this. Yes, you'll speed up the farm. Yes, you'll be able to complete the 5-star character, but totally not worth it. So don't do that. But the big thing that they changed that I think is super worth is these things here, these specific high grade, whatever element type evolution stone boxes. So it used to be there would only be 2 boxes, and it'd be random. It would be essentially all of the natural 3-star characters, half of them in one box and half of them in the other box. And now how they do it is they break them down by type. So whatever character you're going for, let's say you have a fire character here, you'll be able to just use 12 of these star pieces here and be able to target them to whatever type of character. So if you are, let's say you're farming Lyn, you'll be able to put 12 in here and have a really good odds of actually getting the evolution crystals for that character here. And I think this is going to speed up the farm significantly, especially if this is one of your first characters you're 5-starring, because you have the whole story to get a ton of these star pieces. And I think this is the only place you should be putting these star pieces to really expedite the process of getting this character up to 5 stars as soon as possible, because not only are you getting that extra awakening tier, you're getting their special ability, and you're getting the ability to limit break the character. So this is by far your biggest priority. Yes, there's other things you might want to do. It's distracting, that I consider distractions, like all these resource stuff. Like, yes, you might want more XP. Yes, you might be tapped on gold, but all of that will come eventually, and you can target that stuff later when there's better priorities. I would say you can start to target that stuff later once you get the training room fully unlocked. That's going to be when you can actually start getting off the evolution grind. So you're going to, that's one thing that I want to say. Once you actually finish that, the next thing is just going to be going full out and evolutioning the next character you have, preferably a natural 3-star character, and until you get 3 of them fully limit broken, so you have the training room unlocked. And because a lot of times the advice that I've seen in these videos is literally, okay, this is how you get them fully evoed, but what do you do next? What you do next is you just evo another character. So I know it's a bummer, but that's probably the smartest thing to do, because as you're doing this, you're going to be getting XP, you're going to be getting gold. It's not going to be that much, but you will be getting some, and it's better to be getting these stones here versus just getting double the XP or double the gold or whatever, but no stones. So because you're just eventually going to be stuck if you don't have these characters fully evolution stoned out. And then another thing too, when it comes to this, if I'm ever going to buy stamina to do more of this, I only ever buy just this one and this one here. But I feel like this is something that, especially if you're new to the game or haven't been playing too long, I think saving these gems, and you want as many of them as possible to go for summons here, because when it comes to actually summoning characters, especially if you don't have many characters unlocked, I think that's going to be the best use of your gems. So definitely take that advice here of actually buying the coffee with a grain of salt, because I think depending on where you're at in the game, I really don't think it's worth it. But if you're ever going to do it, only the first 2 I think are worth it, because after that it just gets crazy on how expensive it is. And then another thing too, when it comes to hero crystals, because this is kind of tied in with evolution stones, if you want to farm hero crystals, you're going to be farming those as well with your Evo dungeon farming, because right here, as you get extra, so once you have the natural 2-star characters fully done, what's going to happen is all this access here is going to go into your inventory, and you get to exchange it for hero crystals. So in my case, I have a decent amount of them here, and so I can exchange them, and I get 11 hero crystals. And that's how you're going to be able to actually, if I don't want to do pulls, here, because you can get them with when you get duplicates, or you'll be getting them from events here. Like if I go to this event here, you can buy them from this, but this is all inconsistent based on whichever events going on currently and how much you actually get from those events. And then you also get them periodically from challenges and stuff. Like for example, this challenge here, clear evolution dungeon 8,500 times. Every 500 you get another 10 there. You get them in other places here in Tower Horizon. So they exist in the game, but they're so rare. Eventually, especially if you're free to play and you're not pulling, this is such a premium currency that needs to be absolutely saved. So once you realize how rare they are, I think a lot of people end up regretting actually spending those for the Evo dungeon. And I'm just trying to really hammer that point home, because that it's a really bummer feeling once you're like, oh, okay, I use that, and there's really no good ways to actually grind that currency out. And like, even if I'm trying to go all out and get as much of that currency as possible, the only way to really do it is just pull for characters. That's why I keep bringing that up. Last thing too, based on the event that's going on here, a lot of times the event will give evolution stones based on whatever character is out. So for example, in this one that's going on now here, let me actually get out of here. So this event going on right now, there's a dark character that came through. So it's hard to tell here, but these right here were 10 Evo crystals these were 10 evolution stones for the new character here. And then down here were 10 for Arabelle, and 10 here were for Ogma. And then over here, you're seeing 20 for the new character, and then 20 for Arabelle, and then 20 for Ogma here. And as you can see, the theme is going on with it. These are all dark characters, and they like to do themes like that, where there's a new dark character. So you'll be able to get you'll be able to get evolution stones for characters of that faction. So let's say you're farming an Earth character and they just release an Earth character, you have good odds based on the event to help boost up your evolution stones a little bit for that particular character. And that's so random, it's really hard to target that based on whatever character you're farming. It's one of those things where based on whichever character you're farming, if it works out for you, great. If it's a character that you're not really farming at the moment, it's just nice to have them. It's going to make your farm a little easier, but there's really no way to target that or plan for it in any way. But it is something to note that that is a very consistent thing that they always do for these events. But that's it when it comes to evolution stones. Main thing is, especially when I was going through this, about how long it was. It used to be not being able to actually sweep any of these missions here. So I think especially if you're really new, you're probably not having to sweep it. So what I would do, essentially, I would sign on and let it auto battle, for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes and come back. And then that'd be the only way to actually farm these guys. And then eventually got the first 5-star character and you're on your way. But it does take a very long time. And I believe like a month if you really add it all up on how long it's actually going to take. So if you're still grinding, going through this, hopefully this helps and speeds it up just a little bit for you, but it is going to be a pretty long grind. So with that, I'm going to end it here. Let me know in the comments below if you have any more questions about the Evo grind here in game, because it is a very long one. There's a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about too, hero crystals, limit breaking, stuff like that as well. So be sure to leave your questions down below. And with that, guys, I'm out. Peace.